When you don't understand the language of wealth, you are permanently at the mercy of those who do. So master this and you stop being a passenger in your own financial life. Gold had to be trusted. Bitcoin has to be computed. That scarcity is not just feature. It is the entire value proposition. It was not designed to compete with the dollar. It was designed to survive it. You commit to a process, not a prediction. Consistent process destroys inconsistent genius. The language of Bitcoin and wealth management decoded. So most people fall at investing not because they like money, not because they like discipline, but because they never understood the language in the first place. When you don't understand the language for wealth, you are permanently at the mercy of those who do. Today I'm going to change that. These are the 12 terms that sit at the intersection of Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and serious wealth management. So master these and you stop being a passenger in your own financial life. Let's begin. Number 1, Bitcoin is a decentralized, deflationary digital store of value created in 2009 by the pseudonymous Satoshi Nakamoto. But let me give you the definition that actually matters for wealth management. Bitcoin is the first asset in human history with a mathematically enforced, immutable supply cap of 21 million units. No central bank, no board of directors, no government, nobody can change that number. In a world where every major currency is being printed at an unprecedented rates, that scarcity is not just feature, it is the entire value proposition. Gold had to be trusted. Bitcoin has to be computed. There's a fundamental difference between the two. Number 2, blockchain. Blockchain is a distributed, cryptographically secured, append-only ledger replicated simultaneously across hundreds of thousands of independent nodes worldwide. What that means in precision is that every Bitcoin transaction ever made is permanently recorded, publicly verifiable, and mathematically impossible to retroactivate. There is no CEO, no headquarters, no single point of failure. And this is what we call a trustless infrastructure, meaning you don't need to trust any institution or person for the system to function correctly. In wealth management, again, the blockchain eliminates counterparty risk at the settlement layer. That is historically significant. Number 3, cryptocurrency vs Bitcoin. The distinction is critical and most people don't get it. Cryptocurrency is a category, a broad, highly speculative ecosystem with millions of cryptocurrencies, the vast majority of which carry very low long-term value, and many of which will simply cease to exist in the years ahead. Bitcoin is a specific asset. It's an entire other category and it occupies a fundamentally different tier. Bitcoin has 15 years of uninterrupted operation, the highest network security ever measured in any computing system, true decentralization with no controlling entity, and only a credible claim to being digital sound money. Most other cryptocurrencies are, from a wealth management perspective, venture capital bets. High risk, no store value thesis. So when I build a wealth management strategy, I treat Bitcoin as the monetary layer and everything else as a separate conversation entirely. Number 4, a crypto wallet and the key architecture. A crypto wallet is a misnomer. It doesn't store Bitcoin, okay? What it stores is your cryptographic key pair, a public key which functions like your account number, and a private key, which is mathematically proof of ownership. Bitcoin itself lives on the blockchain. What you hold is the right to move it. Now, if you've worked with me, you've already purchased a hardware wallet and either a ledger or a Bitbox, and these are physical devices. They look like a USB key, and inside them, that's where your public and private keys are securely stored. They are offline, away from internet connection and all the scams, and your private key is then backed up on a metal plate on my advice, so that even if the device is lost, damaged or destroyed, your Bitcoin remains recoverable by you, only you. Your seed phrase, a mnemonic sequence of 24 words, is the human readable backup of that private key. This is where most people make catastrophic, irreversible mistakes. They lose the seed phrase, they lose the Bitcoin forever. Share the seed phrase, transfer ownership instantly. There is no customer service, there is no recovery department. Okay, this is what financial sovereignty actually costs, responsibility. And that's precisely where education is a non-negotiable before you touch this asset class and this Bitcoin. Number 5, self-custody. Self-custody is the practice of holding your Bitcoin in a wallet where only you possess the private keys, with no third-party intermediary controlling access to your asset. Okay? In traditional finance, when you deposit money in a bank, you are not actually holding money, you are holding a claim on that money. You become an unsecured creditor of that institution. In Cyprus 2013, bank accounts were frozen overnight and unilaterally subject levy to recapitalize failing banks. In Canada 2022, government froze bank accounts of protesters without court order within 48 hours. They are not historical anomalies, they are system features. Self-custody removes your wealth from that system entirely. It is not paranoia, it is risk management at the highest level. Number 6, gestion de fortune, or wealth management in English. Wealth management is the integrated discipline of growing, protecting, and transferring capital across time, horizons, jurisdictions, tax environment, and generations. The keyword is integrated. Most people treat investing, tax planning, legal structure, and inheritance planning as a separate conversation. In serious wealth management, they are one conversation because every decision is going to have consequences in all the others. A tax strategy without an inheritance plan is an incomplete one. A wealth strategy that ignores monetary debasement, okay, the systematic erosion of currency purchasing power, is a strategy built on a melting foundation. This is why Bitcoin is no longer optional in a 21st century wealth management framework. Number 7, portfolio architecture and diversification. In classic modern portfolio theory, diversification means combining uncorrelated assets to maximize returns per unit of risk. But here's what a theory was built on: a world where money itself was stable, where bonds had real yields, where inflation was manageable. That world no longer exists. Today, when we talk about portfolio architecture, we ask different questions. What percentage of my wealth is held in assets with fixed supply? What percentage is sovereign, meaning I can access it regardless of banking infrastructure? What percentage is liquid across borders without capital control? Bitcoin doesn't simplify your portfolio, it upgrades the philosophical foundation your entire portfolio is built on. Number 8, monetary inflation and purchasing power erosion. Inflation is not simply rising, okay? That's the symptom. The cause is monetary expansion, systematic increase in the supply of money by central bank, which dilutes the value of every unit already in circulation. Since 1971, when the United States severed the dollars linked to gold, every major global currency has lost the vast majority of its purchasing power. The euro has lost over 50% of its real purchasing power since its creation in 2001. 50%. In one generation. The implications for wealth management are profound. Saving is no longer sufficient. Capital must grow faster than is being debased. Bitcoin's fixed supply cap of 21 million units is a direct architectural response to the problem. It was not designed to compete with the dollar, it was designed to survive it. Number 9, dollar cost averaging, DCA. Dollar cost averaging is a systematic investment methodology when you deploy a fixed capital amount at a regular predefined intervals. Regardless of market price, its power is not mathematical, it's psychological. The greatest threat to long-term investment performance is not the market volatility, it is emotional decision-making in response to volatility. Fear and greed drive retail investors to buy at peaks and sell at the bottom, the exact opposite of sound money capital allocation. DCA removes that variable entirely. You commit to a process not a prediction. And over a long enough time horizon, consistent process destroys inconsistent genius. Number 10, tax optimization and legal structuring. Tax optimization is the systematic, fully legal process of structuring your financial life to minimize tax liability through the intelligent use of jurisdiction, legal entities, timing strategies, and treaty frameworks. It's one of the most misunderstood areas in personal finance because most people conflate legal optimization with evasion. They are not the same. Tax evasion is illegal, okay? It carries criminal penalties. Tax optimization is the strategic application of the law as written. Every major corporation and ultra high net worth individual does this. The difference between them and most entrepreneurs like you is not access to loopholes, it's access to the right knowledge and the right advisors, which is exactly what this platform exists to provide and this YouTube channel. Number 11, expatriation and fiscal residency. Fiscal residency is the jurisdiction in which you are legally liable to pay income tax and tax. Expatriation is the process of legally changing your country of tax residency. It is one of the most powerful and underutilized wealth optimization strategy available to high-income entrepreneurs like yourself. Countries like Portugal, the UAE, Switzerland, Singapore, El Salvador, Paraguay have created extremely favorable fiscal treatment specifically designed to people like you. In some jurisdictions, Bitcoin capital gains are zero. This is not a loophole. It is national policy by design. The key is understanding the legal threshold for fiscal residency change, the exit tax implication, the current jurisdiction, and the treaty architecture between countries and your personal life. This is advanced territory, but for the right profile of entrepreneurs, the impact of a lifetime wealth accumulation is transformational, okay? Number 12, financial sovereignty. Financial sovereignty is a state of being, not a product, not an account balance, not a portfolio size. It is the condition in which your wealth cannot be frozen, inflated, confiscated, or controlled by any government or any institution, banks, third party. It means that your wealth, your assets are accessible regardless of geography, political climate, banking infrastructure, or someone else's decision. It means that you have eliminated the fundamental dependency that most people don't even know they carry. The assumption that your money is yours simply because it has your name on it. So in practice, financial sovereignty is built layer by layer. Bitcoin for monetary independence, self-custody for asset control, legal structuring for tax efficiency, fiscal residency for jurisdictional freedom, inheritance planning for general continuity. This is not language that is paranoid, this is the language of the truly free. And this is precisely what I teach here and to you. So these 12 concepts are not just definitions, they are a new way of seeing your financial life through the lens of sovereignty, strategy, and long-term thinking. If this resonated with you, if you felt something shift while watching this, that's not a coincidence. That's the beginning of a different relationship with money itself and life freedom. Subscribe, stay close, because every week we go a little bit deeper. And if you're ready to accelerate, the link to my Instagram channel is in the description. You will have daily content there and we can connect. So see you soon.